Well, good afternoon and welcome to Forest Glen Park. It is turned out to be a beautiful day here on this Saturday, May 6th. I'm Aaron Fahler, joined here today with Noah Tobias, and your Huntington University Foresters will be taking on the Pilots of Bethel College in the opening game of the Crossroads League Tournament for this season. Noah, it's been quite some time since we've been here at Forest Glen. What's been going on in these last few weeks?
Yeah, you know what, Huntington, in their last couple of games, they have been playing against Goshen College, and in the last two games, the Foresters have put up 29 runs. They beat Goshen 16-2 and then 13-2, and 29 runs in two games. That is absolutely impressive. You can tell their bets are really going against Goshen College, and hopefully they can bring that coming into this conference tournament.
It definitely did strike a little bit of a slump, had a 3-game losing streak after sweeping Taylor and actually clinching a share of the regular season title for the Crossroads League. And then beating Goshen that first game of their doubleheader last Saturday was the game that clinched the title for them. And now here we see Mason Shinneberry on the mound for the Foresters, working with a 1-1 count.
Mason Shinneberry, only a freshman this year for the Foresters, doing a great job. His ERA is 2.39. He's ranked 31st individually in the entire NAIA. So very great accomplishment for the freshman.
I see a hard foul ball down there at the third baseline, hitting off the fence in front of the Foresters dugout. That will even the count up at 2-2 for senior Austin Brannock out of Marion, Indiana. And that's going to be a strike 3 right there, and Brannock knew it as soon as it came across the plate. Ring up the first K there for the freshman Shinneberry. That's going to bring up the left fielder Brandon Diss, number 2 in the order. That'll be a foul ball down the right field line. If you've been with us all season, you've probably seen a different look here in our camera view. We now have a camera out in center field, trying to make this look a little more professional each game that we have here. It's a really nice to have our primary view not behind a screen. And that's going to be another strikeout there for Mason Shinneberry, a freshman going to work early.
That will be his 38th strikeout of the season. And Mason Shinneberry, he has just had a fantastic season as a freshman. We're going to keep on saying during this game. Coach Frame is definitely proud of him and proud of his efforts that he's put forth so far this year. And now number 15, Heath Brookshire, is up to the plate. He's going to be playing second base for the Pilots when they take the field.
That pitch is going to be a little bit high and outside, bring the count to 1-1. That'll be a softly hit grounder over to Dylan Hendricks at short, and Shea Beecham will dig that one out for the third out of the inning. 3 up, 3 down. And when we come back, your Huntington University Foresters will be up in the bottom of the first. We'll be right back.
When a family has to make one of the biggest decisions of their lives, they need more than a realtor.
I need a house.
They need an extraordinary team of experts working day in and day out to provide service and knowledge to get the job done right. Anything short of intensity, passion, and drive is unacceptable. Introducing the Ness Brothers, an unstoppable force of realtors here to turn the biggest decision of your life into a walk in the park.
In 5, 4, 3, 2,
one, for the music.
Hello and welcome to FDN News. I'm Kelsey Cruz.
Hi everyone and welcome down to Forest Glen Park. I'm Logan Hunt.
Hello, it's Hannah here on Forester Radio 105.5 FM, WQHU. That was just Brother with Need to Breathe, and up next we have Hillsong with Touch the Sky.
Once the floodwaters go down for
this program, I felt like really prepared me well for what it would be like to be in the news industry.
From yesterday to today, the water has certainly risen and spread.
You become a one-man band by the time you graduate, which that's something that people are looking for, people who can shoot, write.
Welcome back here to Forest Glen Park for the bottom of the first inning of this game in the Crossroads League. Senior Dalton Combs is going to lead things off for the Foresters, as he has all season long. And despite the records here, Huntington winning the regular season title with the #1 seed, and Bethel getting the 8th seed, finishing 20-20 overall for their regular season. Excuse me, as we were talking before the game, both teams, now that this is tournament time, are really 0-0. Records don't matter. It's a fresh slate for both teams here. And now, senior Jared Laurent for Bethel, out of New Haven, Indiana, New Haven High School, not too far away here, is working with Dalton Combs, now has a 2-1 count. The first time Laurent met the Foresters this season, he did not fare very well. Bethel ended up losing that game 10-0. Or excuse me, that game was 5-0, and that's going to be a base hit there for Dalton Combs, starting things off out in the center field.
Yeah, and that's exactly how you want to start things off. With Dalton Combs batting .388 is his average this season. Really just doing a great job of starting things off really strong for the Foresters. And, Laurent, his ERA is .344, so, for a starting pitcher, that's not too bad. You always want that to be, I would say, 3 or lower would be amazing to have. But .344, again, it's not that bad. But now up to bat for the Foresters will be Adam Roser. He is the designated designated hitter for the Foresters today.
We'll see a quick check over there to Dalton Combs. He'll make it back easily. Adam Roser, a sophomore, one of those guys who came in, won a starting job last year, and did a solid job covering third base last year, and has done a phenomenal job this year. Played a lot of shortstop, especially as Dylan Henricks, who's playing shortstop today, recovered from an injury. And even when Henricks returned for most of this season, Roser stayed at shortstop, and Henricks played second. Roser's also been a great hitter here for Huntington.
And only a sophomore, too. I just want to point that out. Adam Roser doing a great job of just making a huge impact early on in his career here at Huntington. Swing and miss, and now the count goes to 2-2.
Yeah, Laurent pulled the string on that breaking ball. Great pitch from him. And really, as we mentioned briefly earlier, in the regular season series, and that's going to be a base hit dropping in there just over second base. That'll put 2 runners on, first and second, with no outs. So Foresters putting pressure on early, and as these teams met in the regular season, Huntington earned the sweep for that series, winning all 3 games. The first game where Laurent pitched, the Foresters won 5-0. The second game, the Foresters won 10-0. And then due to some rescheduling conflicts a couple weeks later, they finished the series, and the Foresters went to Bethel again and won 21-5. So the bats have been hot, and not only in that series, but really all season long for Huntington.
Yeah, now up to the plate is Shea Beecham. Just a powerhouse hitter for the Foresters. He's got 11 home runs to his name so far, and he's batting .301 with 46 RBIs. That is a great number.
Yeah, and right now we're seeing Laurent trying to throw around Beecham a little bit. The count is 1-1, and really you can't afford to miss to a guy like Shea Beecham. I mean, you make a mistake and throw it across the plate, he's going to make you pay for it. Now the count 1-2. Looked like it might have been a little low for Beecham's liking, but a strike regardless. He's going to take some time back off the mound there.
Yeah, it seems like Laurent has the Noah Syndergaard look with the long blonde hair.
Jay Beach is going to take a hack there, make sure you're staying alive. Good job from him. And as you're right, Noah Laurent does look a bit like Noah Syndergaard. Although Laurent, fortunately for him, is still playing this season. Syndergaard's been battling some injuries so far this year. But when that guy's healthy, he is nearly unhittable. And that's going to be a deep line drive for Shea Beecham. And Combs going to tag up and make it to third easily. Rozier will stay at first.
Yeah, and I would have liked to have seen Brannock not try to beat that cutoff right there, because honestly, Afolder, he is the center fielder for the Pilots. He did a great job of putting a good arm on that ball, and I think it would have been a lot closer. So, but hey, Combs did a great job of getting a real good burst of energy right when Afolder caught the ball. So good job, Dalton Combs.
Yeah, and even if Brannock had caught that ball cleanly and made a quick transition, it definitely would have been a closer play. But as you mentioned, Combs had a great jump on that. And now runners on the corners. One out for Dylan Hendricks. Now Hendricks struggled early on in the season, especially that injury at one point. Was hitting only 167. And since has really worked on his hitting. Now he's hitting 324 on the year. And he got himself quickly up to that spot, too, of around the 300 mark. Now working with an 0-1 count. Good hold there. Laurent trying to get him to bite outside again. And again, it is a beautiful day here in Huntington. It's a little chilly with the wind, but the sun is out and shining. And as you can see, if you're watching at home, there's quite a crowd that's turned out here to watch this first game in the playoffs. Or tournament, excuse me. A lot of students, a lot of family and friends, all coming out to enjoy some good Forester baseball.
Yeah, I think this is really about the best weather that Huntington is going to get. 59 degrees, wind just about 13 miles an hour going out of the northwest. Honestly, this is great baseball weather.
It's not bad weather at all. Personally, I never minded a game where it was a little chilly and rainy. It always makes it easier to slide, especially out in the outfield, you know. A little easier to get dirty.
We're going to debate about this for the rest of the season, Aaron.
Yeah, Noah likes to think that, for whatever reason, 70s and sunny is perfect baseball weather, and I'm just not sure if that's true. It's certainly not bad, but I think it takes a back seat to the 50s with a little bit of a breeze and a little bit of rain. And Hendricks going to put one out into right field. He's going back, and that'll be an opposite field home run. Dylan Hendricks hitting the 3-run home run to start off the scoring for Huntington. And that ball just got out of here in a hurry.
Yeah, it kept on curving away from the right fielder, Gillum. And, it seemed like he was really trying to sprint back and trying to get the ball, but I think that just snuck over that right field fence.
Yeah, so that'll be Hendricks' third home run of the season. And the porch is a little bit shorter out there in right field, but still hitting that a little more towards right center. Probably somewhere around, 330, 340 or so, and really opposite field like that. He hit that with some power. That's going to bring up the catcher, Mike Crowley, hitting 364 on the year.
Oh, hit the ball twice with his bat, so that's going to be a foul ball.
Yeah, hit him in the box there.
Yep. So the score is 3-0 here at the bottom of the first. Forester's doing a great job of just getting their bats going early. Already 3 hits, and there's still only 1 out.
And that's one of the things we talk about so much all season long is how good the Foresters are putting pressure on the opposing team. Even if they're not scoring runs, they're consistently getting guys on base. Crowley now 0-2. Good hold there on the high and outside pitch from Laurent. It'll be ball 2 again, high and outside. breaking ball got away. We talked about the weather, how nice it is today, and it really kind of started to turn around yesterday. If you're in the northeast Indiana region, you know that, well, we're going to see Mike Crowley strike out there, swinging. Actually, we're going to
so this
see
is
what the umpire has to say.
This is a very awkward situation because the catcher dropped a third strike, but the umpire behind the plate was saying that Roser tipped the ball. So because that was a foul ball,
Crowley.
he missed. I'm sorry, Crowley.
Yep.
Because he tipped the ball and the catcher dropped it, he should still have strike two.
Yeah,
so it should
be a foul
be
ball. You're right.
Yep. But now I think the catcher was saying that he did not tip it. So now the umpire all the three of the umpires are going to come together and talk about whether the ball was tipped or not.
And as we wait on their decision, as we were saying, the weather this week has not been pretty. Kind of wondered how things were going to go for baseball. It was really wet and rainy, and they're going to say that's a foul tip, and now we're going to see the Pilots coach come out and argue the call a little bit, see what he has to say. And really, it's really great to see the weather turn around. Actually, we're looking up some interesting stats in baseball history. And fun fact for you today, on this day in 1906, the Pittsburgh Pirates became the first team to ever cover their grass with a tarp to prevent it from getting wet during a rainstorm. And that is something that is being used, obviously, all the time now. Foresters have done a great job making sure their infield was covered, keeping it dry, and putting a lot of work into it throughout the week to make sure it's been ready to go for this game. And really, the field looks great today, Noah.
Yeah, honestly, it does. And I was talking to my dad yesterday about, just kind of curious about if the guys got the tarp on the infield quick enough to prevent a whole bunch of water on the field. And apparently they did because, like you said, really, the field looks great. And the baseball team here at Huntington, they do a great job of just taking care of what they are given. And so that will be strike three, and Michael Crowley will go to the bench.
Yeah, looked a little bit inside, I think, but really Mike Crowley might have been given a second chance there. So regardless, he will be out now. And that will bring Andy Roser up to the plate. Andy Roser has been incredible recently, now hitting .402. He's had a really, really hot bat in these last few weeks for Huntington. That's going to be a soft hit ball over to first base. And that will be out number 3 for the inning. Stick right with us. We'll be back here for the second.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bit of music.
Hello and welcome to FDN News. I'm Kelsey Cruz.
Hi everyone and welcome down to Forest Glen Park. I'm Logan Hunt.
Hello, it's Hannah here on Forester Radio 105.5 FM, WQHU. That was just Brother with Need to Breathe, and up next we have Hillsong with Touch the Sky.
Once the floodwaters go down for
This
some
program, I felt like really prepared me well for what it would be like to be in the news industry.
From yesterday to today, the water has certainly risen and spread.
You become a one-man band by the time you graduate, which that's something that people are looking for. People who can shoot, write, and edit all their own stuff.
I was definitely blessed enough to come in and I started calling games right away as a play-by-play announcer.
Longley tipped, down and in, and the Foresters taking the second set. Mateo with a nice cutback, she'll take the hit, left foot, that's in! Takes the 3, that's good!
Through FDN Sports, it's really going to feel like a professional setting. I'm looking to really just take it to the next level, really just upgrade this FDN Sports and let people know that, FDN Sports is here to stay. We're here to battle with everyone.
With radio, students definitely thrive here just because we are hands-on right away. I have a little weekend weather update for you here. Friday, it looks like it's going to be absolutely beautiful, a high of 72. I think radio and podcasting.
Welcome back here to Forest Glen Park. If you're just tuning in with us, my name is Aaron Failer. I'm joined here with Noah Tobias today. And going into the second inning, now the Foresters are enjoying a 3-0 lead over the visiting Bethel College Pilots. And again, this is the first game of the Crossroads League Tournament. Mason Shinneberry is still on the mound. That pitch is going to be a little low for ball 1.
So the other teams that are playing today, number 4, Mount Vernon's playing against number 5, Spring Arbor. That is at Mount Vernon right now. And number 2 ranked Taylor, they're playing against Goshen right now at Taylor. Marion is playing against Indiana Wesleyan at 5 at Marion. And then that is going to do it for today. So whoever wins this game right here will play not tomorrow. They will play Monday at noon right here at Huntington University, and we will have that for you at right here on FDN Sports.
There'll be a high fly ball there from Mike Wathier, as resulting in an easy out there for Dylan Hendricks in short center field.
And then the loser of this game, and also against and then the loser of Mount Vernon and Spring Arbor, they will play Monday here at 3 p.m. And then there will be another game later that day in the losers bracket.
We're going to see a first pitch strike there to senior Morgan Erla. And as you're talking about the tournament, all of today's games are being hosted by the higher seeded team. So Huntington, being the 1 seed, is playing here, but then all of the games on Monday will be split between host sites Huntington and Taylor University, and all the games on Tuesday and Thursday will be played at Taylor. Now Shinnonberry working with a 1-2 count against Erla. Check to see if he went. He did not. That's what the first base umpire says. So now the count 2-2. Great awareness from Mike Crowley, tagging and getting that call just to be sure. It'll be soft infield fly there, and Shea Beecham just out of room, can't quite get to that one. We talked a little bit earlier in the broadcast about how we do have a new camera and a new angle for you coming from center field. We've had a few technical difficulties. We also have a camera out on the third baseline, and we're looking to get that up and running as soon as we can. Our guy Logan Hunt is out there trying to get that working with another cameraman, Brian Farrell. Both those guys you'll see often working with FDN Sports. And that'll be another strikeout there for Mason Shinnonberry.
Yep.
2 outs now.
And that will be Shinnonberry's third strikeout to this point. Only in the second inning, and with 3 strikeouts is very good.
That's going to fall in for a base hit there for number 7, Colin Alfeder. And he's going to try and turn that into a double, and he will make it. The throw didn't come in quite in time from Tyler Zimski. So bringing some life back into Bethel's dugout with a big 2-out hit.
But you have to admit, Zimski made a great throw all the way in the corner of the field. He's just got a bomb for an arm.
Yeah, it really has a rocket over there, and just threw an absolute dart over to second base. Credit to Alfeder Folder, excuse me, for his wheels getting over to second. And that will be a first pitch strike to number 11, Eric Kelver. Kelver playing third base today, listed as utility in Bethel's roster. That's going to be strike 2. The Folder does not advance on the pass ball.
Michael Crowley, the catcher for Huntington, he has done an amazing job this entire year just blocking everything and just keeping everything in front of him. Ball goes over to the third base, Roser, and gets him out at first.
All right, that will bring us to the end of this half of the inning. We'll be right back with the bottom of the second.
When I set foot on Huntington's campus for the first time, I just knew that this was the place I was supposed to be, and that decision forever changed my life. I was a new Christian at the time, but I grew so much while I was at Huntington. I felt known and I felt valued there, and the education department was just so great. In fact, I found a job before I even graduated, and I believe that's because my classes at Huntington equipped me to do so. I'm fulfilling my goal of serving others through teaching, and because of Huntington's impact on me, I now have that desire to pass on those values to all my students.
In high school, my life felt empty in a way. I was living in a world full of temptations and distractions, and I I needed to be transformed, I guess you could say. Here at Huntington, there are many ways that I experienced that transformation. As a film major, I feel encouraged by my friends, upperclassmen, and by my professors. Other students and staff are willing to pass on their knowledge, and that inspires me to do the same towards others. My ultimate goal in life is to become a filmmaker who gives back. I want to give people that energy and passion that I feel after watching a film. I want to go out in the world and give thanks to God for the gifts He has given me, making good art, and be the spark of encouragement that can transform the lives.
Welcome back to Forest Glen Park. It is worth noting from other events happening on campus recently. Last night was the Digital Media Arts Department Forester Film Festival, and our very own Logan Hunt took home an award for that. There are categories of film, animation, and broadcasting, all three different majors here at Huntington, and our very own fearless leader, Logan, the talent, Hunt, brought home an award for Best Radio Personality, and he's not up in the box right now, so we can say that about him, and he won't know. He probably would rather have us not say that, but just want to let you guys know that the guy you hear all the time brought home some hardware for that, and we're very proud of our good friend Logan for all the work he's done with FDN. Now Tyler Zimski at the plate for Huntington, working with a 2-1 count with Jared Larrent. Make that 3-1 with a high and outside pitch.
Quick baseball update for you. The Taylor Trojans are losing to Goshen 2-1 after one inning of play. That would be a huge upset, I would say, if Goshen would end up beating Taylor. Taylor had a very, very solid season, I would say, but Huntington just absolutely dominating every aspect of the game.
And that's going to be a walk for Tyler Zimski, and you're right. Taylor really had a great season. Finished, I believe, second in the conference, excuse me. Actually, I'm looking at softball right now. That's wrong. Excuse me. Taylor finished second in baseball as well. Finished 20-7 in conference. Had a great season, 34-19 overall, but Huntington did go down to Taylor and and they swept them there at home earlier this season. But that would be a huge upset, as you said, if Goshen was able to go walking into Upland and come out with a win. That'd be huge for the Maple Leafs. TJ Lindstrom, the center fielder today, is hitting 8th for the Foresters. This is a little bit different from the usual lineup we've been used to this season. We've seen Lindstrom play a lot, usually coming in late games in the left field, sometimes coming into pinch run in a situation where they really need some speed on the base paths, or a lot of times being the DH, and today he's actually starting out in center. And recently we've seen Dalton Combs play center some, while Will Corson-Carr has been in right field. Corson-Carr is not in today's lineup, not yet anyway. But now some things have been moved around. Zimski, who is now on first, was hitting cleanup for a while. But hey, while Lindstrom's going to put down a nearly perfect bunt. Great play there from Eric Kelver, just letting that one roll foul. Really took a gamble on that.
Especially with it being in the grass, too. It just rolled into the dirt, and so when it transferred from the grass to dirt, it's kind of pushed it over the line.
Mm-hmm.
But a few weeks ago, Cubs baseball star Chris Bryant, he literally laid down the most perfect bunt I've ever seen. It rolled straight down the line, and it ended up touching the third base, and it was absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, I remember seeing that one as well, and Larrent just playing a nice game of catch over there with his first baseman, like Mike Wathier. Lindstrom now with 1 and 2. We'll see him swing away. Zimski's going to go hit and run. That'll be a foul ball. No, I really think it should be noted that this is Forester baseball, and we're not going to talk about the Cubs here today. If we're going to talk professional baseball, it's going to have to be the Yankees.
So, why? No.
Just giving you a hard time there.
Okay, well, so we're not going to talk about any professional baseball, because I'm not going to rant and everything else. I'm going to save the listeners from that.
All right. Well, I know Noah's a big Cubs fan, so we got to give him a hard time every once in a while, especially after last night's game. We're going to see TJ Lindstrom still fighting here. We're working with a 2-2 count.
My parents were actually at that game, and I texted them afterwards, hey, I think you're bad luck because you didn't bring me.
Yeah, it'd be a tough game to go to as a Cubs fan, being down to 1 strike away from the win and then giving up a 3-run shot there. But, hey, that's baseball. That's baseball.
Well, and the thing is, it was just so cold there yesterday as well.
Okay.
I mean, I went to Cubs games when I was really little, and I would literally be in snow boots and snow pants because it was so cold.
Mm-hmm.
Another foul ball from Lindstrom.
Yeah, great at bat from Lindstrom so far, staying alive, seeing him making Larent really earn this out, if it even results in an out. He's throwing a lot of pitches right now. And again, he'll throw over and check Zimski. And again, Zimski will be safe. That's going to be in the dirt. Zimski's going to take a little tumble over there at second base. But he's laughing about that one. Lost his helmet. And he's safe. But, that's you can't have something like that happen and not be able to laugh about it. That shows a lot about who Tyler Zimski is. It's great to see him have that attitude towards the game.
Well, it's like you got to have fun somehow. And if you end up laughing at yourself, well, hey, that's just a part of it.
Yep. And TJ Lindstrom's going to swing on a pitch he didn't like there, high and outside, and that will be strike 3. That'll be the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up Jamar Weaver, the 9-hole for this Forester lineup. He's been sitting down in the 8-9 spots all season long, really about most of his career. This is where he's been, and he's really thrived here. Been a good bat to bring the guys around and doing a great job of getting himself on base for when the guys like Dalton Combs and Adam Rozier come up. Again, give them someone to hit around and get some RBIs. Weaver's seen his batting average drop a little bit now, hitting .286. And he's going to hit a deep fly ball in here. That's going to go actually straight to the center fielder. Zimski's going to tag it. No, he's not going to tag up now. He's going to stay at second.
That's probably a pretty good choice. That would have been yet another close play at third base, but I think that was a good plan for Zimski.
Yeah, you don't want to make your third out at third base like that, and especially you don't want to give them the chance at a big double play. That could potentially be a big momentum shift. But now that's going to bring up Dalton Combs in a 2-out situation with a runner in scoring position. And, well, it could be worse, and there could be runners on second and third. But ideally, you don't want to see a guy like Dalton Combs come up with a runner in a position to score.
Dalton Combs is 1 for 1 today, and he was one of the runs scored in the first inning.
Mm-hmm. Combs hitting .388, has 36 RBIs on the year. Just going to look to add to that total here, and he did take a strike with that first pitch. The count now 0-1. Make that 1-1. That pitch is a little bit outside. Down in the dirt as well.
Combs just another huge leader for this team, being the leadoff hitter. Batting .392, I mean, really, he has just done a great job of just kind of starting the momentum for the Foresters game after game.
Yeah, that pitch was inside that time. Probably could have worn that one if he wanted to, got a free base, but rather he's going to try and do some hitting instead. And that's going to be ball 3. So a 3-1 count now. It's a great position to be in. If you're Dalton Combs, not many positions better to be in like this as a hitter. You gotta, as the pitcher, you need to come with a good strike. And Combs is gonna see that one. It's gonna be a high fly ball. Looks like that's gonna be out of play. That will bring the count to full 3-2. Great pitch there from Jared Larrent. Tyler Zimski will stay at second base.
Finally able to get that third base camera working for you. Another big thank you to Logan Hunt and Brian down there at third base, just trying to get everything working for us.
And that's going to be ball 4. Looked like a pretty decent pitch, but a little bit low, I believe.
Yeah, and now there's a force out at first, second, and third. So honestly, it's not that bad because before you would just have to go to first, and I mean you wouldn't have to worry about the second base runner. But now, I mean, you have a lot more options. But at the same time, if Roser gets a hold of one, it could be bad news for the Pilots.
Yeah, this is where Larrent, as a pitcher, needs to get himself a pitch that Roser's either going to put on the ground, or have an easy fly ball. I mean, he really can't give him anything that he can really rip into. And that pitch is going to lay off that one. It'll be 1-1 now. Make that 1-2. Roser check the swing, still a strike.
Yeah, really, Huntington, they need to do a better job of just swinging their bat and committing to the ball. They can't be doing a whole lot of this check swing stuff. Roser fouls it off to left.
That'll be out in the woods.
Yep.
And, really, though, it would be nice to see some of these batters be a little more assertive and committed with the pitches they see, but they do a great job of being patient and not swinging on bad pitches and waiting for their pitch. And that's something we're seeing Roser do right there, as he's going to drop one in. And Zimski's going to come home, and he'll make it an easy. And that'll still put runners on first and second. Combs over at second base. Adam Roser on first. Tyler Zimski in to score.
Yep, just like I said, he could really make him pay, and now Roser is 2 for 2 for the day. Now you got Shea Beecham coming up, and he is a weapon. So, again, runners on first and second with Shea Beecham coming up. He's 0 for 1 for the day. He did ground out a little earlier, but looking to get a hit today.
Yeah, Beecham actually didn't ground out, I believe.
Oh, he flied out.
Yeah. Yeah, hit one out pretty much straight to the center fielder.
That's right. Yep.
And that's going to be a
There,
deep
Shea.
fly ball. That's a no-doubter. That's out in the bleachers in left field. That's another 3-run shot for your Huntington University Foresters today.
I should have called it. I should have called it. Gosh dang it.
It really surprised me sometimes Shea Beecham doesn't call his own shot like that. I mean,
dang.
That ball, if you thought Dylan Hendricks' home run got out of here pretty quick, that ball left in a hurry. Goodbye, baseball.
And the thing is, Shea, his swing, it's so smooth with so much power.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, honestly, I really don't, that's all that there is to his swing. He's worked on it so much, and I think it's one of the best looking swings that Huntington has.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of pop in that bat. Sometimes you'd think a guy like him would have more, or a higher batting average, but still hitting near 300. And a lot that makes his 12th home run now. And Dylan Hendricks now working with a 2-0 count.
He was that person who hit that 3-run homer to right field the last time he was up, so trying to keep the momentum in his favor.
He's going to foul that one out, and that'll be out of play. Over the fence, down the right field line. Speaking of that fence, that'll probably be the next thing to be renovated down here in Forest Glen. 2 years ago, over the summer, a lot of renovations went into place here as Hendricks takes the third ball for 3-1. Earlier this season, the brick wall going down the right field line was finished, and probably the next final addition, renovation the Foresters are going to make here as Hendricks takes the walk will be to replace that fence going out there along the right field line and replace that with a brick wall to match the one in left. Again, making this one of the nicest parks in the state of Indiana, I would assume. Definitely in the Crossroads League.
Yeah, just coming down here for the first time this year, just seeing everything that has been done. I mean, even just up here in the press box. I mean, everything is looking so, so nice, especially for a college park.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Crowley up to the plate for the Foresters. He is 0 for 1. He struck out looking there in the first. 7-0, your Foresters leading the Bethel Pilots. Count goes to 1-1.
Mike Crowley, despite that, first at bat he wasn't too thrilled about. A little bit of controversy there with, was the one pitch tipped, was it not, and then striking out looking. And that's going to be a pass ball. Hendricks will easily get to second base. Mike Crowley, even though he did strike out the first time, he's a guy that can totally change a game with one swing of a bat, and would not be surprised to see him get a big hit here. That's going to be another foul ball. Back behind home plate, so that will even the count up at 2-2. And they're going to call him strike 3 on that, high and outside. I'm not so sure about that call, but regardless, that is what the umpire went with. So that will take us to the top of the third. We'll be right back.
It's just an incredible feeling to know that you are handing these folks the keys to a life-changing house. It's not just a house. It's not just walls and windows. It's a home that they get to bring up their family in, bring up their kids in, and show their kids what it means to get out of poverty and to make a better life for themselves. My name is Casey Colmorgan. I'm the Executive Director at Huntington County Habitat for Humanity. We are a construction company. We are a mortgage company. We are a financial institution. We are advocates for families. We are a budgeting center. And on top of it, we are also a retail store. So we wear a lot of hats as an organization. Our main focus is to serve the community any way we can. And so we want to help families empower themselves and find a better life through the process of homeownership. The need is so great. And that doesn't just mean families who are homeless, but it's also families who are packing multiple families into one house or into one apartment.
Welcome back here to Forest Glen Park, where the Huntington University Foresters up top of the Bethel College Pilots now 7-0 after that, or after the second inning. Already seen 2 3-run shots, and Mason Shinneberry still working on the mound, throwing a first pitch strike. Joined here now with the one and only Jim Landrum, our regular guest, personality and really, broadcasting all-star. I like to think.
You are much too kind, my friend.
Welcome back, Jim. Good to have you.
Thank you. It's great to be back, and what a start to the game for the Foresters, huh?
Yeah, it's been what you want to see for sure. The last couple weeks they've been a little up and down. Did go on a three-game losing streak, and Jim, you were at most of those games, if not all of them. So what can you tell us what happened there? And we're going to see long fly ball there from Cam Galloway that will be an out.
Well, let's do this. Let's start with the positive, because this has been such a positive year for this group, and the positive was the 3-game set at Taylor.
Yeah. That was huge.
What a tremendous effort by the Foresters from top to bottom, hitting, pitching, defense, coaching. We had it all together, and to go down there and sweep Taylor with the league title on the line was very, very special.
Yeah, going into that series, I believe the Foresters were on top maybe a game, if that, from first and second place. And, yeah, that sweep was very, very impressive going down, especially to their place and taking care of business.
Yeah, because as you said, we did have a 1-game lead. However, in a 3-game series, if they take 2 out of 3, they come out of it with a lead. And their schedule the rest of the year was much easier than ours was. So it was critical that we take that series. And 2 out of 3 would have been a blessing, but to sweep was just sublime.
Yeah, that was the goal that the Foresters had in place all season long, was win every series. And they did, in fact, do that.
Yeah, that's true. Swept series and 2 out of 3. And Taylor, this game actually reminds me, Aaron, the start of this game reminds me of the first Taylor game on Friday night down there. The wind was blowing in like 20 miles an hour. It was a gale. And Shea Beecham hit 2 bombs to left field just like the one we saw earlier here this afternoon.
That's just impressive.
It really was. Very, very impressive. The team just came out and just took it to Taylor 13-2, which was just a great beginning. And then on Saturday, the first game of the doubleheader was just a nail-biter the whole game. It was nip and tuck. We actually had a slight lead going into the late innings. Shinneberry was pitching that game. He was sailing along, doing a great job. And all of a sudden, with 2 outs, Taylor hit back-to-back doubles to tie the game and put the lead run on second base. Coach Frame, first of all, Shinneberry just doing a great job all day. Tiring at the end a little bit. They brought Caleb in. He was able to retire their. Actually, we intentionally walked their 3-hitter, and then he retired the 4-hitter to give us a chance in the 8th. And then the guys just came up and once again really came through with 2 big runs, and Caleb was able to shut it down in the 8th inning. So that was kind of the pivotal game of that series.
Yeah.
That really took them out of any opportunity to win the series. And then the final game, DJ Moore pitching a great game. The guys once again pitching in and just, again, from top to bottom, just playing a great game. And it had been a long weekend. And Taylor was certainly battling their hearts out in that last game. I truly thought once we won the second game, that might kind of be it for them, but it wasn't. They battled us to the very end, and DJ Moore and Taryn Beachy both coming in and pitching great games.
Yeah, real wonderful job by the pitching staff in that series and all the series since then as well. It was doing a great job. Shinneberry's been going to work here in this game, has 4 strikeouts now, did hit a batter.
Shinneberry's just been throwing the ball extremely well, very consistent all year, and just seems to be getting better as the year goes on.
As the ERA did rise a little bit now, I believe over 2, but hey, still getting wins, still bringing home the W, still getting strikeouts. I mean, he's still looking great.
Yeah, it's one of those deals when your ERA is in the 1s or low 2s. It's pretty hard to keep it there, so he's doing a great job.
It's going to be a long foul ball there for Brandon Diss, the left fielder.
You know, then you had mentioned the 3-game losing streak that we went on, and again, I think it was only natural. You can't play your best every day out.
Yeah.
And I think the team had just a little bit of a letdown. Lost a tough 2-1 game down at Wesleyan. Not anything to be ashamed of by any means, just couldn't push the late run across to tie the game. We then go to Indiana Tech and just had a tough night. Tech's a very good team.
Yeah.
At the time, we were ranked number 24 in the country. Tech was ranked, I believe, about 17 or 18.
Yeah, sounds right.
And they came out, jumped on us early and often, and we did fight back in that game to close it to a 15-9 loss.
And that's a slugfest. I mean,
oh my, yeah, it really was. And then up at Goshen, you know, we came out. Goshen threw their best at us. He had a great game. Tough conditions up there for that 3-game series. A lot of wind and wet conditions, but they got us the first one. But there's a deep fly.
Yeah, and we're going to see T.J. Lindstrom covering a lot of ground pretty quick there, getting that 3rd out of the inning. And that will take us to the bottom of the 3rd. We'll be right back with more action for you.
FDN News is our campus news station, and we're just a news station that shines Christ light on campus and in the Huntington community, whether that be going to a presidential rally or talking about the meal plans on campus. Everything we do for the glory of God.
With news, you have such a great opportunity to go out to hear people's stories, tell their stories, and to be light and to share that light. So my goal for FDN News is first and foremost that students would learn, that they would engage, they would learn a little bit about themselves, about communicating with others, refine their skills, and become expert storytellers for the kingdom of Christ. The benefit to coming to Huntington and being in the Forester Digital Network is you get hands-on experience. So we have some freshmen coming in that week 1, they are taking a camera out and they are teaming up with...
All right, welcome back to Forest Glen. I'm Aaron Failer here with Jim Landrum. And the Foresters still on top 7-0. Mason Shinneberry has been cruising for the Foresters on the mound through 3 innings pitched now for him, only thrown 30 pitches, 44, 30 strikes.
Yeah, Mason really throwing the ball well. As we said, he's been consistent. But here's the breaking news, fellas. Goshen now leads Taylor 4-1.
Wow. We talked about them a little bit just a second ago of how the Foresters were able to go down to Taylor and get some key wins. And, Goshen proved that they, might not have the greatest record, but still can win some games here in conference.
Aaron, we've talked about that earlier this year, how really every team in this conference, top to bottom, can score 7-8 runs a game.
Yeah.
They have that capability. Where we have been able to win games is our pitching, because we still score that many runs or more, but we're able to shut some teams down occasionally.
And Goshen definitely showing that they have that capability, looking like their pitching is good so far today, and they're going to need to continue that throughout this tournament if they're going to really succeed.
Yeah, and don't count Taylor out, because they're certainly capable of putting up double digits at any time.
Yeah, that's a very good team, very tough to beat. We're going to see Rozier. He's going to fly out there to right field.
Hey, while we've got a break in the action, let's give our guy Justin some press here. I believe he was like All-American this year, right, on the bowling team?
No, he says no.
He was close. He was close. I know. I'm teasing him a little bit, but what a great job. What a great year the bowling team had.
Yeah, really, really solid this year. They are graduating a number of seniors. Actually, a week from today, senior class will walk. That will be in the field house over at the Plex here at Huntington University. But I know, talking with some of the seniors, they're very excited about the class of freshman recruits they have coming in to fill in next year.
Well, we're going to need some great recruits, because this senior class has just been a tremendous group of athletes. They're fine young men. I know I'm proud to have my son just be a part of this group, and the leadership these guys have given this year has just been fantastic. It's been a key to this season.
Yeah, they've really done a great job stepping up and filling in that leadership role and really taking control. Talking with some of the guys last year, saying the goal is to win conference, and they fell short a little bit of that last year, and this year they came out and won it outright. That's just an exclamation of their hard work and everything they put into that this season.
It's really been fun to watch this year come together, because as you recall, we started off, I believe it was 2-5 down south, and we played a lot of very good teams down there, and this group was able to turn that slow start around very quickly and go on a 17 out of 18 or some crazy streak.
A great streak. And we're going to see Tyler Zimski strike out there. That'll be 2 outs now, and that'll bring up TJ Lindstrom.
TJ's another great story. A senior on this team, really struggled last year, but he has been a key piece of this team this season.
Yeah, the hitting's been good, and he's always ready when his number gets called, whether that's coming in DH for a game, pinch hit, fill in late in game for the outfield, or start in center field like we're seeing today.
And I don't know if you've seen TJ lately, but he's been sporting the natural eye black. He took a foul ball right off the nose against Tech, and both eyes were totally black.
I haven't seen him in person for a little bit, but I did hear about that.
Very freak accident, but hey, he's a tough kid, and he's been right back out there.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Now the count 2-1. Make that 3-1. It is important to note, if you were following other Huntington sports, the Crossroads League softball tournament is also going on right now, and Huntington did not compete as well as they had hoped. Actually lost their first 2 games, which eliminated them. They did finish 4th in the regular season, and with the crew they had to work with, it was a very, very good job. They had 10 freshmen, 2 sophomores, 1 junior, 1 senior. So the future is definitely bright for Forester softball. Didn't end up quite how they wanted this year, but looking forward to good things to come. And that's going to be a walk there for TJ.
TJ very patient at bat. And again, Aaron, this is the key to this team this year. We've talked about it a lot. Patient at bats, grinding them out. Quality at bats, which are 6 pitches or more, even if you don't get a hit.
Mm-hmm.
And this young man right here, Jamar Weaver, has just been a real leader in that category. Pitchers have to hate seeing him step into the box because he is a battle every time.
Yeah, does a wonderful job filling in the 9-hole, getting himself on base and getting himself there, either knocking guys around that are already there or getting himself on base for the guys like Dalton Combs and Adam Rozier to hit him around.
Yeah, and what a luxury it is to have a 9-hitter hitting 286. He's got 13 walks. He is truly that dual leadoff hitter they talk about.
Yeah. Oh, and they're going to get TJ starting to go, and they're going to get him over at second base. He tried to pull up early, trick him into that one, but that will be the 3rd out of the inning. We'll be back in just a moment for the top of the 4th.
Hi, I'm Max Walker, and to most folks I may look like a mixture between George Clooney and Tom Hanks from Castaway. But in reality, I woke up this morning, poured my bowl of Fruit Loops, and went back to the grind, just like you. After you, ma'am. But now I'm here, turning my stingy bachelor pad into a world of paradise. These aren't just your grandma's antiques, these are the antiques you deserve. So go ahead and tear down that old Backstreet Boy poster and throw up one of these bad boys. Thirsty? Come on down to the watering hole and grab yourself a soda. Welcome to Antiqueology, bringing Huntington back.
Being a part of the film department here at Huntington University is amazing. We have brilliant professors who are willing to teach us everything that they've known from being out in the field. First semester last year, I got the opportunity to work on the department film, Gift of Hope, where we had actual professionals in the field.
All right, welcome back here to Forest Glen Park. Forest still on top, 7-0. Going into the 4th inning, both teams put up zeros. In the 3rd there, Mason Shinneberry still going to work, and he has been cruising so far in today's game.
Mason, pretty much fastball slider pitcher. He does have a changeup as well, and trust me, that slider has been devastating this afternoon.
And that is going to hit number 15, Heath Brookshire, the second baseman. It'll be Shinneberry's second hit batter of the afternoon, but still doing a good job to put up zeros on the board.
Here's an interesting thing about our pitching staff, Aaron. We do hit some people because we will go inside.
Mm-hmm.
Most of these guys have 2-seamers who will run in on the hitter. But the great thing is we don't walk very many people.
That's
so
true,
if we hit a person now and then, it's okay.
It happens.
There's the slider we talked about right there. Just great movement.
And Mike Wathier's going to take a strike there on the first pitch.
How about this center field camera?
Yeah, it looks great. Nice to not have a net in front of the view the whole time. We still have a camera up here in the press box, but all right, Coach Abbott, making a great play over there in the dugout to catch that foul ball.
Hey, he still got it.
Abbott also pulls double duty as a coach at Huntington North.
Actually, this is the first year he doesn't.
Oh, really? Okay,
yeah,
I thought
he did
still
up
was.
until this year. That's correct, yeah.
Well, scratch that and scratch everything I say the rest of the game. It's probably not
going
to
No, I'm sorry. I just want to – actually,
No.
Caleb and Connor West,
yeah,
Blake Gray, all had the blessing of playing for Coach Abbott, as well as Corey Goodrich, one of the Bethel players.
Okay.
Corey's had arm trouble this year, and I just talked to him before the game. He's going to be back maybe to pitch even yet in this tournament. So
okay, great.
We're happy to hear that. Shout out to Corey there.
And that will be a strikeout for Mike Wathier there.
Now, this young man is a moose. Morgan Erla, reminiscent of one of our favorite players, Aaron Judge.
Man, he's been on a tear recently. He's been on a tear.
Now I've got to ask you. I've been teasing you with the nickname of Henry, Aaron.
Right.
But I'm not so sure. I might have to start calling you the Judge.
I'd be okay with that.
I figured you would be. Yeah.
Maybe if I can be 6'7" too, that'd be kind of cool. You know?
Oh man.
I actually saw a stat recently that of all the players that played in the NFL last season, there were only, I believe it was like 48 or something that were taller than Aaron Judge.
Wow. Mike Crowley with the hair trigger arm down to first base. A little bit late, but Mike, I believe, was just recently won the Gold Glove in the Crossroads Conference, and well-deserved because he is a great catcher, and he can hit as well.
You know, we're talking about current Yankees a second ago, but also former Yankees. On this day in history, as we had a couple fun facts for you earlier, in 1915, as a rookie for the Red Sox, Babe Ruth hit his first home run of his career. On this day, May 6th.
How about that?
102 years ago.
The Bambino.
Of course, we like him better in pinstripes.
You betcha.
That's going to be another strikeout there for Shinneberry. Morgan Erla strike out that time.
Mason definitely cruising here in this game, looking very sharp. Five strikeouts, pitch count down, doing a great job.
Brookshire safe over at first. That is going to bring up the center fielder, Colin Folder, who has one hit on the day. When that time was, Brookshire barely got there. Beecham thought he had him. The umpire said otherwise. Still 2 outs. No count for the batter yet. Make that 0-1.
That's a great pitch just off the outside corner. The key is to make them look like strikes when they're not.
One of the things Shinneberry is doing such a great job of today, especially when there's no runners on, is just throwing quick between pitches. Not letting the batters really get settled in at all.
That's a great point. Not only are you not letting the hitters get settled in, but you're keeping your infielders and your outfielders on their toes as well. Defensive players love to work behind a pitcher who works quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That's
my.
Another strike there. Wow.
Takes a little off. That's just a great pitch and a great breaking pitch on the outside corner.
Count now 1-2 for a Folder.
He does have the only hit so far in the game. Great job by Crowley doing work there on the ball in the dirt.
Keeping Brookshire over at first base. Count now 2-2.
What a gorgeous day.
Yeah. Really turned out to be nice. That's going to be chopped over to third base. Rozier can't quite barehand that one. That's a tough play right there.
Yeah, he really had no chance. Even if he barehands that cleanly and makes a play, I don't believe he gets the runner. Swinging bunt, it happens.
Yeah.
Frustrating for the pitcher because you made a really good pitch, and it is a base hit, but nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, and a Folder 2 for 2 now on the day. That will put runners on first and second with 2 outs. So it makes it a little bit easier for the infield. Force out at 1, 2, or 3.
You were giving fun facts earlier. Let me tell you right now that Mason Shinneberry seems to be the cousin of a Folder. Now, let me ask you why I'm using that term.
Why are you using that term?
For years in the game of baseball, and it hasn't been mentioned much in the last few, but a hitter who really hits well off of a particular pitcher, and a Folder has the only 2 hits today.
Yeah.
You jokingly call them your cousin. I suppose because your cousin might take it easy on you. I don't know.
Yeah, I actually haven't heard that before, but kind of makes sense.
It's kind of ancient baseball.
Yeah.
That's what I bring to you guys.
Yeah.
A little bit of a
little bit of history.
There you go. There you go.
The count now 1-2 for Eric Kelver, the third baseman.
Shinneberry just continues to make good pitches.
And he's just pounding the strike zone all day today as well.
That is a great point. Right now he has 40 strikes, 21 balls, and when he's throwing strikes, he's not using the middle of the plate. That is the danger zone.
That's what's made it so hard on these Bethel hitters today, too. Really not be able to get anything going for them, unless your name is Colin Folder, by the way. Folder did have that great double down the line earlier. And really, both of his hits have been to Andy Rozier as well. That's going to be a soft hit ball into right field. Combs misplays that one. They're going to try and shoot him out at third. Folder is safe there, and Kelver still at first base. So that will score a run. Score now 7-1.
I don't know.
Runners on the corners.
I don't know if we got that shot, but I really like that. Shinneberry's in, backing up home on that play. Crowley walks a few steps with him, with his arm around him, pats him on the backside, says, "Okay, big guy," because look, that's 2 tough luck base hits in a row.
Yep.
A dribbler down to third baseline. That's just an excuse me little flare into right field, but they all count the same.
And just misses with that pitch now. Count 1-0. Foul ball to the Foresters dugout again. 1-1. Not sure who made the play that time. Number of hands went up to go get it.
7 runs, 5 hits for the Foresters. 1 run on 3 hits for Bethel. Nice job by Crowley right there. That saves a run. That's a play that so often gets overlooked by the fans, but if he doesn't block that baseball, that's a run and you got another guy in scoring position.
Mm-hmm.
So great job from Crowley.
That's going to be a great strike there down in the zone. Bring the count to 2-2.
That's something Mason was doing very effectively early in the game, was just painting it right at the knees, and that's a tough pitch for hitters.
That's going to be a hard hit over to short, but that'll be an easy out there for Jamar and Dylan Hendricks, and that will end the inning here, and the top of the inning. We'll be right back here for the bottom of the 4th.
Being a part of the film department here at Huntington University is amazing. We have brilliant professors who are willing to teach us everything that they've known from being out in the field. First semester last year, I got the opportunity to work on the department film, Gift of Hope, where we had actual professionals in the field today come and work with Huntington students on a film.
Students here at Huntington University have an opportunity to focus on story, and they discover universal themes that matter to everyone, and they're able to integrate their faith into their filmmaking. This is very unique. It's something special about Huntington. Recently, we took a trip to Chicago for our seniors to be able to cast talent for their senior films. And there was such an array of talent available to them. It's great to be close to such a wonderful urban production center. One of the things that gets me so excited is to see the quality of the student films and how they improve every year. We're sending such strong filmmakers out into the working world, and as their films get better and better, it just excites us to see that level of filmmaking, and this is the most rewarding.
Welcome back here to Forest Glen Park. Starting off the bottom of the 4th inning, we're going to see Jamar Weaver coming up to the plate for Huntington. Seemed like he was just here and we were just talking about him.
Yes, he was. And again, that's the key to this Forester year, guys, is we keep the pressure on. We keep base runners on. Even though we didn't score in the 3rd inning, we do still keep pressure on the opposing team, and that really wears them down.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit early in the broadcast as well, just how good they do with that. Now the count 1-0. Weaver takes the first pitch ball. Squares up to bunt, pulls it back, and that will be a strike. 1-1.
We've got an update from Taylor University. Goshen 7, Taylor 1 now.
Well.
That's why they play them.
Yeah, that's right. That'll be another ball there, 2-1 for Jamar Weaver. We talked about Coach Brian Abbott a little bit ago, how he's not or no longer the coach at Huntington North, but there are a number of Huntington alumni coaching at Huntington North now. Jared Hamill is the head coach. I'm not sure what year he graduated, but not too long ago. His brother Jamin Hamill, I believe, was a senior my freshman year, an assistant coach, and also Blake Holbein is the pitching coach there now, who graduated from Huntington 2 years ago. And Jamar Weaver's going to put that one in there for a base hit.
Attaboy Jamar leads it off here in the bottom of the fourth with a solid single into left field. Well, Dalton Combs coming up now. Dalton has just had a tremendous year. I know he got a lot of votes for Player of the Year in the conference. Certainly an all-conference player and just a leader of this baseball team.
Definitely a guy that you want to have up in this position with a runner on base, nobody out. Really one of your best hitters right now.
Well, he led this game off with a solid shot into left center, and just what a beautiful way to start the tournament.
Yep.
Dalton hitting .388 coming in today, and he's raised that average so far.
He's going to look to continue that a little bit now. It's going to be hard hit ball out in the center field. That's going to hang.
That is a major league pop-up.
And that's going to be an out. Weaver will stay at first base.
Adam Rozier stepping to the plate. Adam coming in hitting a cool .345 out of the number 2 slot in the lineup.
I mean, .345 is not too bad or anything, I guess. And as a sophomore, again, that's just really impressive to see what he's been doing. It'll be interesting to see what role he fills next year.
I haven't seen the official list of all conference players, but I believe Adam was on there as well.
And really he should be. I mean, a lot of these guys, I think, have an argument to be on that team. Not everyone's going to make it, of course.
Actually, I do believe you're right. I believe we're going to have some kids on this team who probably deserve all conference who may not get there because of the number that we have this year.
And that's always great, too, if you're getting beat out by one of your own teammates. And that's going to put Jamar Weaver's on his way to third. He'll get there easily standing up.
Classic baseball right there. Adam looking for something inside. He can pull to right, so you get the classic first-third situation. Just great execution.
Yeah, did a great job putting it in there between first and second where no one could get to it.
Well, you were talking about Coach Abbott earlier. He does a great job with this pitching staff. We've got a number of pitchers that were all conference, and I think those who weren't probably were very highly looked at for those spots as well. I believe Shinneberry was. I think DJ Moore. I think Tanner Wise. Congratulations to all those guys.
Another fly ball there for Shea Beecham. That won't be over the fence, but that will be deep enough to score a run.
Once again, that's execution.
Yep.
That's a great at-bat by Shea Beecham. Okay, the casual fan says, gee, he made it out. No, he has an RBI in a big situation. Getting that guy in from third and continuing to tack on runs is so important.
Yeah, and that was deep, too, really, if he was able to get under that a little bit less. I guess the best way to say that. Straighten it out a little bit. I mean, that ball did hang up there for a little bit, give the center fielder time to get to it. But, I mean, that was still into one of the deeper parts of this ballpark.
Absolutely. Shea, another all-conference player and very well-deserved. He was, I'm not sure where he stood in the RBIs as far as the conference goes. I'm sure he was either at the lead or very close. But he had 46 coming into today, and he's tacked on, a couple here today?
Yeah.
3.
Yep, 3. Yeah, you're right. With that home run he had earlier in the second. You mentioned where the pitching staff and where they stand in conference. 3 of the guys for Huntington were all in the top 5 in conference for ERA. Mason Shinneberry, DJ Moore, and Tanner Wise all, I believe, in the 2, 4, and 5 spots.
Very, very impressive.
Now that's going to be a lazy throw over to first base, and that's going to – they're going to say Rozier's out. So great play there to recover from Mike Wathier. That will end the inning. We'll be right back here with the top of the 5th.
So Fusion Media is kind of this idea to bring broadcasting and film production together. Just doing media, but maybe not in the news field or in the radio field as broadcasting was.
With Fusion Media, you're not stuck in this cookie cutter route to become a news anchor or a radio DJ. There's so much more you can do with it.
Fusion Media is a way to take those everyday experiences and bring them to the students now, in the moment.
I would say there's so many opportunities for you guys to make an instant impact. We have HTV, we have live stream, we have Fuse FM. Like, we're ready for you right now.
It's so exciting as a freshman to be able to come in and right away be doing hands-on things like being a part of HTV and the radio station. And for a freshman coming in, that's so exciting to be able to do those things.
It's just really new. It's the newest idea that's been out. So no other school is going to offer a broadcast fusion media degree. We're the only one that does that. When you come to HU, you're able to really open your field and to be not just a reporter or not just a videographer, but to become someone who's multi-talented. So you can be on air, you can run a camera, you're kind of a one-man band sort of thing. You're really just given the chance to kind of run with ideas and to make stories and to create them interesting from the ground up. And that's a cool opportunity that you're not allowed to do anywhere else.
All right, welcome back now. Top of the 5th inning here at Forest Glen Park. Mason Shinneberry still going to work here for Huntington. Throwing a total of 69 pitches, 46 strikes, 23 balls.
And you mentioned earlier how he's pounding the strike zone. Even more key, he's pounding it with strike one.
Yeah.
Throwing that first pitch in there.
Yeah, he's done a great job of getting ahead. Only thrown a first pitch ball a few times to all the batters he's faced.
How great is it to be joined up here by Logan the Legend Hunt?
Yeah, I know. Of all people. You know,
Look
of
at
all
him.
people. He's
Arms raised in the Rocky pose. He's like a proud papa with these new cameras out here, man.
Yeah, he's really putting a lot of work this week, and we're going to see a hard hit ball over to short, and that'll be an easy out there between Hendricks and Beecham.
I don't know if you talked about this earlier, but Dylan Hendricks moving back to shortstop from second base and doing a fine job out there.
Yeah, it's been one of the changes made here recently with the lineup, putting him back over at short, getting Jamar in at second. We've seen Dalton Combs play center quite a bit. Now he's back in right.
Yeah, those changes came about. Adam Rozier has a slight arm injury that's not keeping him from swinging the bat. However, it's making him it's keeping him from playing the field right now.
Gotcha.
We hope he's back soon,
yeah.
by the way.
He's one of those guys that's too important to not have in the lineup, so it's great that he can still hit.
Yes, absolutely.
And he's shown that he can still hit today.
Yeah, a couple of hits on the day. As a matter of fact, 3.
That'll be a check swing, but not quite a hit out into short right field. Jamar Weaver, great first step, getting the moves out there.
Jamar and Dylan and Adam, all three, as our middle infielders, are very, very good at that particular play. That little flare in no man's land out there that falls on a lot of teams, but these guys can make that play as well as anyone.
Yeah, very quick step, and see Dalton Combs going to die for that one, not quite get it. That'll be the shortstop, Austin Brannick. That'll get that hit there into right field. So the Pilots starting to hit Shinneberry a little bit here. Still 2 outs, one runner on second.
Yeah, I think he's left a couple of balls up lately where he was just painting the knees earlier. Not bad pitches, just pitches they can get the barrel on and kind of flick out there. They have not hit him hard by any means.
No, not at all.
We might talk about the defense for a minute here. We were talking about the defensive alignment, but this Forester team has gotten better and better and better all year. I mean, that's a play where Dylan knows that he's got backup in center field. So, excuse me, not Dylan, Dalton.
Right.
He dives for that ball knowing he's got backup, and they're just so sound defensively. We have done a great job of execution in the field as well as at the plate.
Yeah, when you do the little things well, good things happen all around, which is great to see. And that was one of those things where, as you mentioned, Dalton Combs went and laid out for that ball, and even though he didn't get it, Lindstrom was right there to back him up.
That was one of the key pieces of the Taylor series. We played pretty clean defensive baseball, and Taylor struggled, giving us a number of unearned runs.
That's going to be strike one. Heath Brookshire thought he had a free pass there. Rather, the count's now 3-1.
Well,
2 outs.
Heath is the 3-hole hitter on this team, so this is a big at bat for him.
And that time he will get ball 4. That puts runners on first and second for Mason Shinneberry. Still working with 2 outs. Not in a terrible spot to be in. Something he's not entirely used to all that often is seeing that many guys on base at once.
Now that's a great point. Mason does not walk a lot of people. His strikeout to walk ratio is very good. We'll look for him to get out of this jam right here. But we do have Wathier, the number 4 hitter in the box.
Yeah. And he is 0 for 1 today. Or, excuse me, 0 for 2.
Took a little off on that first pitch.
And the count is now 0-1.
Coach Abbott does call a great game.
I think we note that every single game, and why not, right? I mean, it's definitely worth talking about. He does a great job there, and Mike Crowley.
Oh my, he got him
first. No question there. Heath Brookshire.
Don't challenge
got caught
Mike
sleeping.
Crowley.
And that will end the top of the 5th. We'll be right back here for more Forester baseball action. Welcome back here to Forest Glen Park. Your Huntington University Foresters still enjoying an 8-1 lead over the visiting Pilots from Bethel College in this first round game of the Crossroads League Tournament. Dylan Henricks now up to plate for Huntington.
What a shot by Dylan in his first at bat. A big 3-run home run, opposite field. Very impressive.
Showing some strength there. Kind of Derek Jeter-esque.
Oh my! Yeah. Let me take my hat off and hold over my heart, please, while you're talking about that. Well, you know, the beautiful part about Dylan's at bat there was he took a 2-2 pitch just off the plate outside.
Yep.
That's the discipline that allowed him to hit that home run.
He's going to hit one over to short there, and that's going to be misplayed by the senior Austin Brannick.
Yeah, a bit of a bad hop there. That's a tough play. We'll see. It definitely looks like an error, but that's a tough play to handle too.
Yeah, it got a little over to his right, and the ball came back across his left. Couldn't get his glove up there in time, and that will put Dylan Henricks up on first.
Mike Crowley having a great year at the plate. He comes in hitting .364 with 28 ribbies and just doing a great job.
And that's going to be a shot out into, well, not quite as far as we thought it was going to be. That will be an out.
Yeah, I think they got in on him just a little bit there. Probably got that one on the trademark instead of the barrel.
Yep. Good play there from the left fielder, Brandon Diss, covering some ground to make that play.
You asked about other scores. When we were between innings, there's no score showing yet for Spring Arbor and Mount Vernon. That would be the game that we would play the winner of should we win this afternoon. Marion and Indiana Wesleyan, I don't have a score up for them either, so we'll see.
Yeah, and they don't actually start for about 40 more minutes, so.
Gee, maybe that's why there's no score.
Yeah, that game will start around 5.
Andy Rozier, we've talked about Andy a lot this year. He comes in hitting a blistering .402 on the season. Just having a great senior year.
Yeah, one of the guys, again, that, earned a starting job back over at third base and not only got the job back defensively, but really did a great job hitting as well. And that's going to be another fly ball for Brandon Diss.
Yeah, I thought I heard Andy may have been Gold Glove winner at third base this year in the Crossroads League. So.
Okay. That'll be, again, great to see when all those awards come out, but wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, this is all unofficial at this point.
Yeah.
I've not seen any lists, but I've just heard some things from the coaching staff, from some of the players.
Yeah, he's done a great job over there, flashed the leather quite a bit. And Tyler Zimski's going to hit one maybe into the gap, and that will be an out again there. Great job from the center fielder for Bethel that time, and that will end the inning. We'll be right back with more baseball action for you. Stay tuned.
The alumni office at Huntington University is really here to stay in touch with the alumni and graduates, as well as provide resources to them so they can reconnect. It's just really important to us that we keep in touch with them and then let them know what's going on campus as well, things that they might want to continue to stay involved with or maybe participate in an alumni gathering.
I started getting involved as an alumni board member, and we would do various projects throughout the university, throughout the year. Just being able to meet people who've graduated and to listen to their stories about the university, back then the college, and how it's grown today, it's really an honor and a privilege to be a Forester. I knew that this was going to be the university that I was going to graduate from, and I have friends here that will be lifelong.
Welcome back to Huntington University, home of the Foresters, down here in beautiful Forest Glen Park. And Mike Wathier, the first baseman, is going to be leading things off for Bethel in the top of the 6th inning.
Wathier, a middle-of-the-order stick. Number 4 hitter.
That'll be a first pitch strike there from Shinneberry. Still no action in the Foresters bullpen.
You know, this team's pretty excited, knowing they already have locked up a bid to the national opening rounds. There's 9 sites been announced, some in Oklahoma, Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee. Nothing out west. They were kind of wanting to go out to California this year, and there is not a site in California.
And there is one in Ohio, nice and close.
Yeah, none of them want to go there.
That'll be a strikeout for Mike Wathier.
Great pitch. Great pitch by Shinneberry.
Yeah, I imagine when they have an opportunity to travel quite a bit, they wouldn't want to stay close and go to Lima, Ohio. But that would be, convenient for the baseball fans here of Huntington.
That is correct.
Make it easy enough for them to go watch the games.
Absolutely.
That's going to be out into right field, but that will be an easy play there for Dalton Combs to make that the second out of the inning.
Mason continuing to pound the strike zone and get the hitters early in the count. Well, this team is still ranked number 15 in the Bo Chips Power Index for the NAIA. We just slightly fell out of the top 25, but we are at number 26.
Right.
Kind of like finishing 4th in the Olympics, but
it's another hard hit ball over to Jamar Weaver, and that will be an easy out there for Shea Beecham.
That's a cruise inning for Mason Shinneberry.
Yeah, we'll be right back with the Foresters at the plate.
We have a lot of people that ask us, what does DMA mean?
That's a really good question.
More than just, the study of film or animation.
DMA is digital media arts.
It's a relatively new term. I mean, it's been a program here at Huntington for probably 8 years.
It is a look into a whole new culture.
We are the fastest growing major on campus, and I think that has to do with the times.
The famous quote by Plato that the storytellers change the culture.
This is a time in the history of our people when we really want to tell story.
Story?
The story is what matters so much.
It's expanded in such a way.
Alrighty, welcome back here to Forest Glen. Leading off for Huntington will be the center fielder, T.J. Lindstrom. And a score update for you. Taylor is storming its way back now, 7-5, I believe.
That's correct.
Goshen's still leading there.
Well, we said don't count Taylor out,
That's
and
right.
They've shown that's not something you should do early.
Yeah. Still have a little bit of work to do, though, to make sure they get themselves back, not only on top, but also winning, but definitely back in the game. 2 runs is a lot more manageable and easy to deal with than 6.
That is absolutely correct, especially in a 9-inning baseball game.
And this is a 9-inning game here. Now we're in the bottom of the 6th. Lindstrom with a 3-0 count.
Great patience by TJ once again. Everybody on this team just trying to do what they can to get it to the next guy.
Mm-hmm. One of the great things we're seeing about this team today, too, is they know they already have a spot locked up for the tournament, as we've already mentioned, but it doesn't mean they're not going to come out here and compete. No reason to come in here and take some losses. Lindstrom's going to knock one into short left field, see if he can turn that into 2, and he's going to stay at first base.
He made the big turn. He was looking for 2 out of the box. TJ is probably the fastest guy on the team, certainly one of them, and he gives us that element.
You could look, he was ready to turn on the Jets there.
Yeah, he wanted to.
Yeah. Good job there from student assistant Dan Wilshire holding him here at first base.
How about Coach Dirt? Everybody loves Coach Dirt.
Yeah.
Guys, we had the pleasure of attending the year-end banquet recently. They have to go ahead and do that because of school letting out, but what a great day that was. There's a lot of love on this team.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of love expressed for the coaches. Coach Mike Frame, 33 years, and just really doing a great job this year with this baseball team. Thad, Coach Thad Frame as well, doing a great job at third base. They're playing a lot of small ball. They're moving people around. It's just been a really fun year. I mean, I know winning makes things good, but both Coach Frames really doing a great job leading this team this year. Coach Flick, getting a lot of press at that banquet for all the things he's helped these guys with from a hitting standpoint this year and the wisdom he's given them.
Yeah, they went to a hit and run. Lister's going to have to make his way back to first, and he will get there. The throw's a little bit off. Good job from the catcher.
It was quite an event. It was a dessert banquet type of deal, but we were there to hear seniors, and it was a 3-hour event.
Wow.
with 10 seniors.
Yeah.
A lot of tears, but a lot of joy spoken about teammates and coaches, and just really showed how together this team was. And I think it was a great time to have that, and it's just really allowing them to spring forward here for the final push of the year.
It's always great to see that in any team, especially when it's the team we're cheering for today too. It's interesting. It was a dessert banquet. I'd have a class with junior Taryn Beachy, one of the guys on the pitching staff here, and as a kind of an icebreaker question the first day of class, the professor asked, what's say something about yourself, like your name, where you're from, and a favorite dessert. And he said, well, my favorite dessert's probably steak. And they said, well, that's what you'd have for dessert. He's like, yeah, I'd have a big steak for dinner and then a big steak for dessert too, because I really like steak. So
Taryn,
he might have been disappointed with that event. But
well, Taryn is legendary. I'm telling you. Taryn has been known. He actually one night ate 46 wings.
Doesn't surprise me.
46.
Doesn't surprise me.
And guess what? The next night when he went home, guess what his mom had for dinner and didn't know?
Wings?
Wings. Great family, the Beachies. Mrs. Beachy is a real trooper and loves to come to the games. His father, Wilmer, just a great guy. And Taryn is a free spirit on this team. Just one of the guys that keeps things loose and keeps things going.
Yeah, definitely a fun guy to have around. Hasn't seen much action starting on the mound this year, but has done a great job relieving.
He's played a key role. Caleb has been the closer, but Taryn has been the guy who comes in the middle innings with the long relief.
Yep.
And he's actually finished some games this year from that spot because he's just been lights out here lately.
Yeah, he's come in a lot of games. Sometimes he's come in to only throw maybe one inning, and we're going to see Hendricks get the stolen base there. Put him in stolen that's TJ Lindstrom, not Hendricks.
TJ flashing the speed.
That'll put a runner in scoring position for Dalton Combs.
Well, the great thing when you were talking about our bullpen, Taryn and Caleb both, and there's also been other guys pitching in as well, but it's been a strength for us this year. A lot of teams, you want to get that starter off the mound, and there he goes.
Yeah, Lindstrom taking off for third and on the hit and run, and that'll be a foul ball. I'll send him back to second.
A lot of teams, you just want to get that starter off the mound and get into the bullpen, and with our team, that has not been the case this year. Taryn and Caleb both just really strong out of the bullpen, putting up good numbers and finishing games, and that's great because when you're going 9 innings, often you don't want your starter to go that many because we've got another game in 3 days.
Right. You mentioned the bullpen. We do see a couple guys getting loose over there now. Can't see who they are from here, but
Yeah, we've got a number of dependable guys down there. Mason Coy having a nice outing against Tech recently. Connor West works out of the bullpen as well as starting. He's had a great season.
Dalton Combs is going to be a high fly ball into center. Second baseman Heath Brookshire will make that play. And Bethel also has someone warming up in their bullpen. Don't think we're going to see them in this inning now with 2 outs, but pretty reasonable that they would come in the 7th. And that will bring up Adam Rozier now with 2 outs, runner on second.
Adam's already had a good career today.
Yeah. Just about every game he does that, but yeah.
He's 3 for 3, 2 runs scored, an RBI. Last time up, it was a 2-out RBI, which are very, very important.
We'll see what he does here now with a 1-0 count. He's going to swing on that one. That'll be up in the left, and that will be an easy out there for Brandon Diss. That will end the inning, and we'll be right back here with the 7th.
Chapel is important because it gives us that moment as a corporate body to come together, to be unified under one sole purpose, and that purpose being the worship of God. You know, we have many different majors, many different job responsibilities that we do here, but the one thing that we all have in common is our love and affinity for the Lord. And it's important because it gives us an opportunity to express that at the same time in the same location. And so there are some elements that are important to have as a foundation in any service. Number one is Jesus. If Jesus isn't magnified, glorified, honored, and worshiped in any setting, then that's not the type of service that we want to have demonstrated here. So Christ has to be the chief cornerstone of everything that we do in the service. It flows around, it receives its instruction from Christ. So my real answer is Jesus. Jesus has to be present, right? And we who facilitate.
Welcome back here to Forest Glen Park, where the Huntington University Foresters still on top 8-1 over Bethel. Haven't seen any runs now for 2 straight innings by either team. Mason Shinneberry still on the mound, and we're going to see a check swing there from the third baseman, Eric Kelver. And that will be a ball. Count now 1-0. And we are going to welcome back Noah Tobias back to the broadcast. Jim was here with us for innings 3 through 6.
Yeah, Eric Kelver, he is 1 for 2 so far in this game. Singled to right in the 4th, and he grounded out to third in the 2nd. Got the bat on the ball. Ball will be in play, but actually it's going to go foul. Zimski, he was sprinting straight after it, acting like he was going to be able to get to it, but just curved away from him.
It didn't quite make it there in time. Actually ended up over that wall on the left field line. So the count now 1-2. And that one's going to be another foul ball down that way.
Yeah, Kelver's
That's going to land in the creek.
Kelver's really wanting to pull that ball right now.
Mason Shinneberry gets him striking out, swinging on a high and away fastball. Great job from the freshman, Shinneberry.
That's going to be his 5th strikeout. Sorry, that's going to be his 8th strikeout of the evening. Definitely a great outing for Shinneberry.
Yeah, 8 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 earned run, and another first pitch strike now to the catcher, Cam Galloway. That's going to be a soft fly ball up into shallow right or foul territory in right field, but Dalton Combs will make that play for the 2nd out of the inning.
Yeah, really the past couple of innings have gone very, very fast. It's been 1, 2, 3 for both teams, and That just makes our job a lot easier because they don't really make us say all that much because they're just out there doing some great work. Ground ball out to shortstop Hendricks. Gets it over to Beecham, and that does it for the end of the inning.
Yeah, 3 up, 3 down again. We'll be right back here with the bottom of the 7th for you.
My name is James Parker, and I'm from Port Elizabeth, South Africa. I'm majoring in exercise science under the Department of Kinesiology.
My name is Paris Williams, and my major is sports and exercise studies.
Our department really comes in 2 different areas. The exercise science area, which is interested in the medical aspects of exercise. And the other side of the department looks at recreation and sport management, which is a little bit more in the business and the administrative side of sport.
Growing up, my mother had a lot of difficulties maintaining a healthy weight. And then when I got older, I made it my goal to try and motivate her and help her. And in about a 2-year period, she lost almost 75 pounds. I just saw how her life became better, and I wanted to be able to do that for other people. So it started at home, and hopefully I can impact a lot more households.
I was an exercise science major, but when I got a job here as an athletic trainer, that kind of changed my mind, and that's what I wanted to pursue. So I changed my major to exercise and sports studies.
The professors and faculty go and take the extra step to commit to students and to influence their lives and really set time apart for us, which is great.
My relationship with faculty and staff here in this department is really fun and easygoing.
They'll chat to you if they see you, they'll come and talk to you, and they want to know where you want to go in life and how they can help you get there, more so than just helping you get an A in the class.
I think like most professors here at Huntington University, we're here because we want to have relationships with the students. We don't want to just come to class and teach for 50 minutes and then go home. We're interested in interacting with them personally and getting to know them.
All my classes, we're all able to get direct feedback from the professors.
Welcome back here to Forest Glen Park. We are seeing a new pitcher now for the Bethel College Pilots. Number 12, Sean Luzon, a sophomore out of Orange, California, in Villa Park High School. Shea Beecham, first baseman for Huntington, will be at the plate. That first pitch will be inside and for a ball. Luzon has an ERA of 6.35. Only pitched in 4 games, totaling 5 2/3 innings. And make that count 2-0. So they probably could have gone to a number of other guys in this position, but down 8-1 right now. I just need to try and find someone to eat some innings.
Shea is 1 for 3 today so far. He had a 3-run homer in the second and then had a sacrifice fly to center in the fourth. So he has 4 RBIs to his name right now. It's going to be ball 2 a little outside. I'm sorry, ball 3.
Yeah, count now 3-1. Hitters count here for Beecham. I expect to see a strike now for him. And make that a little bit high for ball 4. So that'll be 5 pitches and a walk for Sean Luzon and Shea Beecham. So that puts 1 runner on, no outs, and Dylan Hendricks to the plate. Dylan Hendricks, as we talked about, already has that home run to his name in the first inning, bring in 3 runs.
And folks, today the mercy rule will be in place. So if the Foresters get 3 runs here in this inning, that will be the ball game.
It's going to be a deep fly ball into the gap in center field, and that will be an out. Beecham will make his way back to first base. And you're right, Noah, in this 9-inning game, the mercy rule, as it has been all season, will be in effect. So after 7 innings, usually, or last season anyway, games were 7 innings. The mercy rule is in effect after 5, same as it is in high school. But now it is 9 innings. The mercy rule comes into play in the 7th inning. And now we're going to see Will Corson Carr pinch hit, the senior transfer from Indiana University. Played in a lot of games for Huntington. Hitting .323. Played in 40 games, started in 31 of them. And that first pitch will be a ball for him as well. So the count 1-0 for Carr. Carr's a guy who's been on a tear recently. Had 2 home runs in the first one against Goshen. Now the count 1-1. Luzon on the mound, looks at the runner. It's going to be quick double play there for Mike Wathier, and that's not much Jay Beecham can do there. Hit right at him. Make a great play, and then catching first base as well. And that will end the inning. We'll be right back.
So one of the things that's kind of fun about our department is we have regular gatherings. We call them Friday at Fairchild's house, and Dr. Mark Fairchild hosts these gatherings for our majors, and we get together, I guess it's about once a month.
Welcome back here to Forest Glen Park. Foresters still on top 8-1. It's been 3 innings now that neither team has scored a run. Haven't been able to get much going since the 4th. That's where Bethel scored their 1 run, and Huntington scored their most recent run. Now on the mound is junior Taryn Beachy, who we talked about earlier, coming in to relieve Mason Shinneberry on a great game. Shinneberry threw 7 innings, gave up 4 hits, 1 walk, 1 earned run, 8 strikeouts on 96 pitches. Now Beachy working with a 1-1 count here. And the leadoff hitter, shortstop Austin Brannock, is at the plate. Count now 2-1. Beachy's ERA 3.09 this season. Pretty solid from him. He's appeared in 14 games, started in 3 of them. That's going to be another ball just inside. Count now 3-1. He has earned 1 save so far, pitched in a total of 35 innings, given up 25 hits. Does have 36 strikeouts. And now the count will be 3-2. A great stat for him. Opponents are only hitting 197 against him this season. Not a very good sign for Bethel in these last 2 innings. Payoff pitch. Strike 3 looking. Austin Brannock will go sit back down. And that is the second time Brannock has struck out today. Both times we're looking. Now at the plate, left fielder Brandon Diss. That's going to be a soft fly ball just dropping into left field. That'll be a base hit for Diss. Zimski made a great effort getting to that ball in a hurry, but not quite able to get there in time to make a play. We did see in the Indiana Tech game, Tyler Zimski laid out for a fly ball in left field that saved a couple of runs. Great play for him earlier this week. Actually, that was last week, excuse me.
Yeah, the hustle that the Huntington players have shown this year is absolutely amazing, just because you see them laying out for so many balls, and most of the time they're getting to them and they're making that incredible catch. And I think it's just because of the experience that Huntington has in the outfield.
Yeah, a lot of those guys have a great first step when they're trying to make a play, and that's going to be a second pitch strike. So the count now 0-2 for Heath Brookshire. And make that 0-3. Struck out swinging. 2 outs. Diss still at first. Now the big first baseman, Mike Wathier, who made that great play at first base, getting the unassisted double play, is up to hit now. Wathier's 0 for 3 in this game so far. Beach is going to make look that 0 for 4. And strike 1.
Yeah, Wathier, you know what? During the last half inning, he was just in the right place at the right time. I mean, I don't think there's anything other to say about that. I mean, that was a really lucky ball right at him, and he made a great play of just stepping right there on first base.
Yeah, did exactly what he needed to in that position, getting his glove up to the ball, making the play, and being aware of where he was in the field. Now the count 0-2 with the foul ball there over to the woods on the right field side of the field. It's going to be a foul ball. It's going to hit him in the box. Diss will go back to first. Wathier still working with an 0-2 count. Taryn Beachy throwing a total of 13 pitches, 10 of them strikes, only 3 balls. That's what you want to see from your reliever. Beachy checks the runner. Pitch to Wathier. That'll be strike 3. No, excuse me. That'll be a foul ball. From up here, kind of looked like he swung and missed, but ball went back to the backstop in a hurry. Count still 0-2. Wathier fighting here to hold on. That's going to be a base hit into shallow right. Jamar Weaver's going to try and make a play there over at first, and Wathier was there in time, so that puts runners on first and second.
Yeah, Wathier didn't seem like he was really hustling all that hard at first, but then when he saw that Weaver was trying to make a play there at first base, he started to hustle up a little bit. But, I mean, it wasn't that close of a play, but it could have been a little bit worse.
Now Morgan Erla at the plate, the designated hitter for Bethel. He's going to take a ball with his first pitch. Again, Brandon Diss at second, got on base with that blooper into left field, and then Wathier with that soft hit into right at first base. And that's ball 2. Count 2-0 here. Taryn Beachy. Throwing over to, fakes the throw over to first. No one's there to hold him on. Good thing he didn't actually make that throw. Earl at the plate with a 2-0 count. It's going to be a hard hit ball over to Jamar Weaver, and that'll be an easy play there at second base for the third out of the inning. And we'll be right back here with the bottom of the 8th.
If you look at a variety of the research regarding the top skill sets that employers are looking for, communication always ranks top 5. Many times it's the top 3. These are skills that are far more important, not only in job, but in life, in family context, in social context, in professional contexts.
One thing that's different about Huntington University as a Christian college is that we have a journalism major. Other Christian universities and the Council of Christian Colleges and Universities have a communication major in which you then subspecialize in these different areas. We have an actual major in journalism, an actual major in public relations, an actual major in communication studies.
Welcome back here to Forest Glen Park. Now leading off the bottom of the 8th inning, we're going to see third baseman Andy Rozier leading things off for Huntington. Number 12, Sean Luzon, still on the mound for Bethel. Quick update for you. Goshen and Goshen's still leading 7-5, and that's at the bottom of the 6th over Taylor. If that changes before this game ends, we will keep that updated for you. Still no updates yet on the Spring Arbor Mount Vernon game.
Andy Rozier 0 for 3 for the day. He grounded out to first in the first inning, flied out to right in the third, and flied out to left field in the 5th. And looks like he's going to fly out yet again. Really struggling just a little bit.
Yeah, he struggled today. Great hitter overall, though. We are going to see his batting average dip under 400, I would assume, at the end of this game. But he's playing good baseball, or he's been playing great baseball recently. No reason to be concerned about him.
Tyler Zimski now coming up to the plate for Huntington. He is 1 for 2 for the day. Actually, I'm sorry, he is 1 for 2.
Zimski now working, being a patient hitter, have 2 balls now and no strikes. Zimski does have a walk and a strikeout to his name as well with that hit. It's going to be a foul ball over the press box here. Make that 2-1. Actually, he's 2-2, and actually, no, we read that wrong. He's 0 for 2, but does have a run scored.
Yep, that's right. Yep.
So now count 2 for 2, or 2 and 2, excuse me. Make that 3-2. Pitch a little bit inside there from Sean Luzon. And the payoff pitch here. Check swing, foul ball. Count still 3-2. Jamar Weaver going to get that foul ball at the backstop. And that'll be another walk for Tyler Zimski. Second walk of the day. Good job from him. Being patient, getting what he wants. We still see some arms going up in the Forester bullpen, which likely means we're going to see Caleb Landrum coming in here in the 9th inning. Try and close things out.
Now batting for Huntington, a pinch hitter, number 9, Drew Nakibida. Make that number 23, Drew.
We're going to see a pinch hitter here for Huntington, number 23, Drew McLaughlin, a senior out of Noblesville, Indiana, Noblesville High School. McLaughlin came as a pitcher, hasn't pitched much in the last 2 years, but has hit quite a bit. This year it's been more of a pinch hit role. Last year he was a DH often. He's done a good job of doing that.
And McLaughlin, his His batting average is .429, and his on-base percentage is at .500 right now. Two great statistics for him.
Yeah, this is only his 22nd at bat of the season. He's going to hit a high fly ball there to second base. That'll be an easy play for Heath Brookshire. So Drew McLaughlin will go back to the bench. 0 for 1 on the day. And that's going to bring up Jamar Weaver now, hitting again in the 9-hole. He's had a solid day so far. 1 for 3. The couple that he hasn't, the 2 at-bats that he has gotten out on have also been good, solid hits, just right at certain outfielders. So it's a struggle a little bit for him, but overall good game for the second baseman. Made a couple fine plays at second base as well. And that pitch is going to be over his head. To duck down for that one for ball 1. Pretty sure that Luzon was not trying to throw at him. We did see quite a bit of that in the majors recently, in the kind of feud that's been going on between the Boston Red Sox and the Baltimore Orioles. And that pitch did hit Jamar Weaver, so he's going to take the free pass down to first base, and that'll put runners on first and second. Saw recently that Chris Sale's not going to face any repercussions from the league for throwing behind Manny Machado. Machado was not happy with that at all. Had a very explicit post-game interview with some reporters about how frustrated he was with the Red Sox organization, and especially the pitching staff. And, as we mentioned earlier, that's baseball. We're going to see Kyle Selvey come in now as a pinch runner for Jamar Weaver.
Well, a little thing that I saw in the Goshen versus Taylor game, Taylor, they had bases loaded with 2 outs, and all of a sudden their leadoff hitter, Jared Atkins, ended up striking out. So Goshen got out of a really, really tough inning. So they did a good job, and the score is still 7-5. Just still shocks me that Taylor started off so bad in that game, but hey, they are still coming back. It is 5-7 in the 7th inning, so we'll have to see what happens with them.
Yeah, to really shake things up here in the tournament, if Goshen get that first win, we'll see what happens for them. And Dalton Combs now at the plate, the leadoff hitter, working with an 0-1 count. And more than likely here for Huntington, they'll be playing at noon on Monday, unless Bethel really makes a strong comeback here in these last couple at bats they have. Or excuse me, last at bat. This is the bottom of the 8th. They'd have quite a bit of work to do to make that happen. We won't rule it out because, again, this is baseball. Anything can happen. But more than likely looks like Huntington will be playing at noon on Monday against the winner of Spring Arbor and Mount Vernon. And that game started at 2, is likely done by now, but we have not seen any updates from them. So if we do see something here, we will be sure to keep you updated. Count now 2-1, excuse me, with Dalton Combs. Make that 3-1. Luzon's really struggled locating this inning. Walked Tyler Zimski. Hit Jamar Weaver, and now Selvey's at first, and count now 3-1 with Dalton Combs. Make that ball 4. That's going to load the bases for Adam Rozier. And not a great place to be in if you are Bethel. And we are going to see the catcher Galloway go out and talk to Luzon a little bit here and try to probably calm him down and get him to settle back into the strike zone. One thing kind of interesting, we are going to see now a mound visit for Bethel. Coach Seth Zartman going out, and he's actually going to go to the bullpen. So we will take a quick break, too. We'll be right back with the new pitcher for you.
At Lakeview Middle School, I'm a 7th grade language arts teacher. I primarily teach 12, 13, and sometimes 14-year-olds reading and writing.
One of the unique things about the teacher education program at Huntington University is the relationships that are developed between the faculty and students.
They are super thoughtful people. They want to be a part of your life. They want to, be your mentor and help you through this process of becoming the best teacher that you could possibly be.
I have a very good relationship with a lot of my professors from Huntington, and I think that's because they asked me questions that were even outside of the classroom. And then after class, I wanted to tell them about things that were going on in my life and the exciting things with teaching.
And because our class sizes are small, we get to know them as people, we get to know their strengths, weaknesses, because then we know how best to help them. And it also simply makes the whole experience a lot more enjoyable.
I still use a lot of the activities I learned with them with my students today. And so it was really helpful to have that time with them and especially those conversations with them. I think that Huntington prepared me incredibly well for the teaching position I have now. From the beginning of when I started at Huntington, I felt like it was a place where I was able to grow as an individual as well as in the intended profession that I wanted to be in now.
We actually have a number of elementary and middle school and
All right, welcome back here. We are in bottom of the 8th inning. There are 2 outs. We are seeing for Bethel now number 4, Andrew Bobeck, a sophomore from Syracuse, Indiana, and Fairfield High School. A number of students from Huntington have come through that area. Some athletes, some not. Actually, freshman pitcher Laren Miller for the softball team is also from Fairfield High School. She had a great season, had some all-conference honors.
Luzon only taking 27 pitches there while he was on the mound for Bethel. So, you could kind of tell that he was struggling a little bit, and now all of a sudden Bobeck, he's coming into this situation with bases loaded. Just trying to get out of this. He's being put into a really tough situation, but there is 2 outs. And the count is 2-0 at the moment, so hopefully him and his catcher can get on the same page right now and they can get out of this.
Yeah, Bobeck does have an ERA of 5.70. Has appeared in 15 games and 47 1/3 innings pitched. He's going to try and get Zimski, or excuse me, that'd be Selvey over there at second base sleeping. The throw was a little bit high, otherwise they might have got him. But in those 47 1/3 innings, Bobeck does have 35 strikeouts, 26 walks. Now the count 2-1 with Adam Roser. Opponents are hitting .284 against him, which does bode well for Roser here.
Roser definitely having a good day, 3 for 4. Wouldn't do really just come out and get even another hit. That'd be great for him and his confidence, just with the first round in this tournament, having a really great day.
Yeah, 3 for 4 with 3 singles. Count now 2-2 for Adam Roser. Make that full. Pitch just outside for Bobeck. Full count, 2 outs. Bobeck to Roser, now the payoff pitch. And it's going to be softly hit ball over to second or shortstop, and that's going to be an error, a throwing error. So that's going to score 2 runs. Roser will get over to second base easily. Dalton Combs will be at third. Both Zimski and Selvey will score. And now the score is 10-1 with Shea Beecham coming up here. Now this is interesting because we were looking at probably going all 9 innings, but with the mercy rule in effect, if Shea Beecham can manufacture 1 more run here, that would be the ball game. Oh, and they're actually going to intentionally walk him right away. Probably a smart move there. Bethel trying to keep themselves in this game as much as they can, so that'll again load the bases, but in this situation, you're bringing up Dylan Hendricks, and you don't want to really do that either. He's
one
for 3 on the day, 3 RBIs. The other guy that hit a home run for Huntington. So really, you just kind of pick your poison if you're Bethel in that situation. And Hendricks might be a little bit of a less dangerous hitter, but if I was on the mound, I wouldn't want to face either one.
I was gonna say, I mean, really, it's so tough to figure out because Huntington's lineup is so stacked. Honestly, they're doing a great job as a team. They're batting 276 today, and Bethel, they're batting 207. So really, Huntington, I mean, as a team, batting 276 is pretty decent.
That's really good.
I mean, I would say 300 would be, I would say pretty amazing, but at the same time, I know that they can get to that level.
Yeah, and Hendricks shoots a rocket down the line there. That's going to be a foul ball, unfortunately, but definitely had the distance and the power behind it to be could have been a game-winning grand slam if it was a little if it was straightened out a little bit. So Hendricks now working with a 1-2 count, 2 outs. Bases are loaded. Combs at third. Rozier at second. Beecham at first. Andrew Bobeck on the mound. And that's going to be a base hit into right field, and that's going to end the game here. Dalton Combs scores easily. That'll put the score up to 11-1, and that will be the ball game. So your Huntington University Foresters advance in the winners bracket of the Crossroads League Tournament. They will play Monday at 12 here at Forest Glen. We'll broadcast that game live. And we're not sure who they'll be playing yet. It will be the winner of either Mount Vernon or Spring Arbor. So again, tune into that game here at 12 o'clock on Monday. And actually, we just heard that, congratulating Coach Mike Frame on win 800 is what just came across the loudspeakers. So huge milestone for him, and that will end our time here today. So again, I'm Aaron Failer. I'm joined here with Noah Tobias, and join us here on Monday at noon. We'll be here broadcasting the game. This is FDN.